What is up guys, Vincener here again, and in this video we will talk about the best counters for the new 7-star TERA raid Mewtwo in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Without further ado, let's get into it. By the way, before I start, if this is your first time in this channel, please do subscribe as it will help the channel grow. Currently I'm trying to hit the 1k subscribers mark, so I would definitely appreciate your big help. Anyway, back to the TERA raid. So the Mewtwo TERA raid will start on September 1st, 12 midnight UTC, and it will run until September 17, 23:59 UTC. This TERA raid is very special guys, as Mew is intended to be used for this TERA raid. If you have listened carefully from the recent Pokemon Presents, it said that if you challenge Mewtwo with Mew at your side, be ready as something special will happen. I have seen the leaks on what is that something special. I know some of you have seen it. But for those who haven't, or just doesn't want it, don't worry, I won't spoil. But it's highly recommended that there is a Mew, as it will be an advantage. Anyway, let's get on the details of Mewtwo. In this video guys, I will give you 3 different builds you can do for Mew, and some other Pokemons you can bring in to defeat Mewtwo. So without further ado, let's begin. So we already know that Mewtwo will have the same base and Terra type. It will be Psychic. Ability it will likely to have is Pressure. So that means every time we hit Mewtwo with a move, our move's power points are lowered by 2 rather than 1. So I guess we have to make use of our PP ups to all of our moves just to be safe of not running out of moves to use. And as you can see guys, this Pokemon is a natural special attacker, although they might bring in some physical attack moves. Base special attack is 154, and it is quite fast as its base speed is 130. The base defense and special defense are same, both are 90. And as for the weaknesses, it is weak against Bug, Dark, and Ghost type moves. Now let's talk about the possible moves though. The possible main moves I believe it will have are the following. For specials, we have Psychic for its stab, Ancient Power to counter Bug types, Aura Spear to counter Dark types, Shadow Ball to counter Ghost types, and it is also possible to have Fire Blast and Hurricane again to counter Bug types. For physical, we have Psycho Cut and Rock Tomb, and for status moves, we could have Amnesia, Mist, Reflect, Light Screen, Nasty Plot, Calm Mind, and Disable. So that is what Mewtwo could be on September 1st. Now let's talk about what we could do with Mew to defeat it. I'm gonna give you guys different builds to counter it. First, I give you the Bug Terra type. The ability we have here is Synchronize. If this Pokemon is poisoned, paralyzed, or burned, so does Mewtwo. As you can see guys, the base stats of Mew are the same. All 6 are 100. This Pokemon can be almost everything. And for the weakness, it's the same with Mewtwo. Bug, Dark, and Ghost. Now as for the moves, I have Acid Spray for us to do little damage and harshly lower the special defense stat of Mewtwo. Then Snarl to lower the special attack of Mewtwo, or we could use Taunt for us to prevent Mewtwo from using status moves that will make it even stronger. I also have Nasty Plot for us to sharply raise our special attack. And lastly, for our Bug Terra type stab move, it will be Bug Buzz. This is a quite good move, as there is also a chance that you can lower the special defense stat of Mewtwo. And lastly, the recommended build is in the lower left corner. Second one guys is the Dark Terra type. The build is almost the same, only difference is that this will be a Dark Terra. And as for the moves, we still have Acid Spray, Snarl, or it could be Taunt, and a Nasty Plot. For the stab move, it will be Dark Pulse. Recommended build is on the lower left corner guys. Third one guys is the Ghost Terra type. The build is again the same, only difference is that this will be a Ghost Terra. Moves are the same, Acid Spray, Snarl, Nasty Plot, and the Ghost stab move, Shadow Ball. One last thing guys, we still don't know the exact moves of Mewtwo, so Mewtwo could be a mixed physical and special attacker. So with that, we may also use Reflect and Light Screen. Now if you're going to take on Mewtwo with your friends, there are also other Pokemon you can bring if there is already someone using Mew. These Pokemons are kind of a support. The first one I recommend is the Galarian Moltres. This one is a dark flying type, so with that, it will resist dark and ghost. It is not affected by psychic type moves as well, and as for the weakness, we just need to be careful with electric and rock type moves. This one is a special attacker guys, and the good thing about it is that it has high special defense stat, so I think this Pokemon can withstand Mewtwo's attacks. Now as for the moves, we have a Nasty Plot to raise our special attack stat, Snarl to lower the special attack stat of Mewtwo, Dark Pulse for our stab, and Fiery Wrap. This move can actually make Mewtwo flinch. And lastly, the recommended build is in the lower left corner. The next one I recommend is Scizor. This Pokemon is a bug steel type, so it is not weak against rock, psychic, dark, and ghost. The ability we will have is Technician. This will make moves with a base power of 60 or less boosted by 50%. The only weakness of Scizor is fire. And by the way guys, this Pokemon is a physical attacker, but this Pokemon can definitely support with the moves it have. The moves that I included are Struggle Bug. The power of this Pokemon will become 100 because of Technician, and you may also lower the special attack stat of Mewtwo. Second one is Scizor. This one is a secondary stab move. Then we have Sword Stance to raise our attack stat, and lastly, Light Screen to lessen the special attack damages from Mewtwo, and your teammates will also benefit from this. And lastly, the recommended build is in the lower left corner. The next one is Hydragon. Now this Pokemon guys is a dark dragon type. This resists dark and ghost types. Psychic type moves will not have any effect. Only weakness is fighting and bug. Only ability is Levitate. And as for the moves, we have a Nasty Plot, Snarl, Dark Pulse for the stab move, and for the fourth move we can choose from Helping Hand to help the main attackers to boost their attack power, Thunder Wave for us to slow down Mewtwo every now and then, or Reflect in case Mewtwo has a physical attack move. And lastly, the recommended build is in the lower left corner. The last one guys is of course Blissy. This is a normal type Pokemon, and my preference for this Pokemon is that it will become a full support. The moves I'm thinking that it should have are Thunder Wave for us to slow down Mewtwo, Heal Pulse to heal the main attacker, Light Screen again to raise our special defense stat, and Soft Boiled to gain more HP for us to avoid getting fainted. I have made Blissy a pure support in this case, so if you have any other preferred moves, it's all good. You can put whatever you want. It will depend on your strategy. And lastly, the recommended build is in the lower left corner. So that's it guys, those are the possible counters and my personal recommended builds for the new 7-star TERA raid Mewtwo. Just to remind you that these are not yet final. We might need to wait for the TERA raid for us to know what's the best Pokemon and what's the best build. So I'm just really giving you ideas. Anyway, I hope this video has helped you a lot. If you enjoyed it, please do leave a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more awesome videos like this. Vincener here. See you next time. Take care.